And we are live. It is Plausible Deniability, another Thursday night. So glad to have everybody here with us for Plausible Deniability. I'm Michael Cross.
I'm Brook Bullock, and where? It's just us.
I guess so. Where's Johnnie?
The cloak of invisibility, I think.
Who's Johnnie? She said. And, Johnnie.
Sometimes work is a CR-17 or 18 creature,
yes.
And so he is off. The good news is, I think he's making money. The bad news is that we don't get to see him. So
yeah, that just kind of happens, and my computer just froze up. So let's make sure I'm going here. We got Hal that says howdy. Oh, it looks like it says locked up, or
oh no,
it's there at 134. Why are you not going? I'm making sure. Hal, I see you. If you're actually seeing us, make some noise in the chat room because mine. Maybe I'm just way behind. Now it's at 51 seconds. I don't know.
Mine just did the same thing.
I'll just refresh one more time and see what happens. If you are watching us, great. According to this, still got 41 seconds before we go live. So
that's a heck of a delay. I can make all kinds of mistakes.
I know. We've got a lot to talk about, and we're going to have trivia in just a moment. Do want to wait for a few other people to come into the group. Brook, knock 3 times if you can see us or hear us. I don't know.
On the ceiling if you want me.
I might just review YouTube completely.
It's been known to happen.
Let's see if anything happens here.
It's just yay, Moss is in the house. He can hear us, but he can't see us just yet. Oh, the cloak of invisibility. Curtis in the house. Woo!
I don't know what's going on here. I'm wondering if it. I hope there's not a lag because of just all the stuff I got going on here. I can hear us. Cannot see us.
The bad news is that.
There we go.
There we go. I did the refresh, and now it's frozen, but we're there.
Yeah,
so
hopefully that's Johnnie fled from the Bantha raid. Well, I want to make sure that we're actually going well here. It looks like we're streaming just fine here. That seems to be going just fine, but I don't know. This is really weird.
Yes, the chat says we can see us, but that it's lagging really badly.
So I don't know if it's all the stuff that I've got open. Let me just close some things down, just in case.
Don Mills in the house. Good to see you. I had a fantastic time at the Patreon-only hangout on Discord, patreon.com/reddirtdnt with you, my friend, and some other folks. That was so much fun. I can't wait. Hopefully sometime. Got to try to remember where Dawn lives, but hopefully sometime we get to see each other local, because there was a great vibe there. Like, welcome to the Grognard Club. Woo!
Yeah. Okay, I've closed everything down. I'm hoping that maybe this is going to work, but if anybody's out there, I don't know. I've closed everything down, maybe to fix the lagging. Unfortunately, this is not my forte. I don't know anything about it, so we might have to reboot and restart. I don't know. Something's going on. All right, how are you guys looking out there? Can you guys see us at all? I've had to turn myself off. I've turned off my... So I'm depending on you guys to tell me what is going on.
The only problem with this is Johnny's going to realize how important he is.
That's right.
And it'll go right to his head.
It'll go right to his head. Yeah, see, we're still showing it like 349.
And the great news is, though, Michael, we could be finished like at 7:20, and people can still watch for 20 more minutes because the lag will be so big. It's bad. Patreon.com/RedDirtDND.
Why are we like? Okay, anybody who knows anything about
that was so much fun. I can't
OBS,
wait. Hopefully
Streamlabs,
sometime,
anyone tell me how
I'm trying
to
remember
make
where
sure
Dawn
this
lives, but,
lag is
hopefully
stopping?
sometime we get to see each other.
Because I can see
there's
us.
a great vibe there. Like,
And yeah, we're
welcome to
just
the
frozen.
Grognard Club. Woo!
I'm guessing that's got to be on my side, so I don't know.
I'm hoping that maybe this is gonna work.
Huh.
If anybody's out there, I don't know.
So if I go to
fix the lagging, unfortunately, this is not my forte. I don't know anything about it, so.
that's YouTube Creator Studio, I don't know.
How are you guys looking out there? Can you guys see us at all? I've turned myself off. I've turned off my. So I'm depending on you guys to tell me what is going on.
Yeah,
with this, it's Johnny's gonna realize how important he
Andrew
is.
says it's a bit
It'll
better.
Go right to his head.
It'll go right to his head.
I don't understand.
Yeah, see, we're still showing it like 349.
Welcome to the podcast version of the show tonight. It could be finished like at 7:20, and people can still watch for 20 more minutes because the lag will be so big. It's bad.
Why are we like
Improvement 10 seconds per frame.
anything about
Get that wonderful robot thing going on.
Streamlabs? Anyone tell me how to make sure this lag is stopping?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a whole thing on, bilinear, bicubic, FPS values. I don't know. So
if I go to
well, okay, so apparently it's looking like it's a little better.
I don't know.
I'm going to try rebooting one more time and see if this will help at all.
Yay!
Because there's something about the bit rate. I don't know.
Version of the show tonight. That's weird.
Oh well. Okay, we're gonna see if we can do this. It might work. It might not work. I don't know.
If nothing else, it'd be like a bad dubbed foreign film in which you hear us talking and the actions don't match.
Right.
So
I just wish this bothers me so much.
There's a whole thing on bilinear, bicubic, FPS values.
it's you spent all your skill points in Foley, which is
I
fantastic.
know that's I know audio. The people try to make me
absolutely
run
love
these things on video. I have no idea.
It's the same thing, right? I mean, play a trumpet, play a tuba. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
right?
of course. I actually did move from trumpet to tuba from 6th grade to 7th grade. I was playing trumpet, and then they moved me to tuba. And I was in band for tuba for 1 year and realized that the fat redheaded kid playing the tuba was too much of a stereotype. And so I had to quit it and then went into theater. So, and never looked back. Next time, Moss says, next time try dial up. No doubt, Moss. Yeah.
There you
go. What's my CPU usage? Oh. Oh, shoot. Don't do that.
I can see the blue flash on your face from here. I don't know what it was, but it seemed like it might have been a small laser fire.
It'll be really interesting, I think. I don't know. We'll find out. If I pull up this, no, I don't want that. Get out of there.
The chat room. Oh, no, the chat room says we're back. You fixed it. Yay.
Oh, okay.
Woohoo. Once it realized there were texts in the chat, folks Hal and others, then they were like, oh my god, we have experience. We can't dupe them anymore. So
I think it was actually the me pulling up the CPU usage. So and yeah, it looks like we're moving. Okay, hey, we have 7 people watching right now. I think it is time for some trivia.
Trivia.
Ah, the first one's gonna be real simple, guys. Oh wait, did we go? There we go. Now, oh, see, I've got my cursor going around in front of me. So,
there we go. According to the chat, we look like normal people.
Good,
as normal as we are, for what it's worth.
Yeah.
You know. So.
All right. Thank you, Curtis. Thank you everybody for helping us
Yay!
out. And hopefully there'll be this stuff will go away in just a moment. So, here's the first question: Magic and miscellany. Magic and miscellany. Does the spell Resurrection restore missing body parts to the creature it revives? Does the spell Resurrection restore missing body parts to the creature it revives? You have a 50-50 chance, so I'm pretty much going to say whoever puts it in first, that'll be you. You're going to be the one. Like I said, 50-50 chance here. And does the spell Resurrection restore missing body parts to the creature it revives? To watch Prawn?
That's either the perfect misspelling on purpose or again, they're using language and lingo that we don't know.
That's right, yes.
There's going to be a pretty good lag, I think, till they catch up to that question, if they can hear us.
So, yeah, we got a lot to talk about tonight. Kind of disappointed that
we do.
Johnny's not here, but that's okay. That's okay. We can get to it.
Work happens. Yeah, we've got a very interesting development in that DnD Beyond has published, is allowing, now available, Critical Role material on DnD Beyond. We're going to talk about high-level play, perhaps, a little bit. And it never really became a thing around my gaming table, but for many gaming tables, D&D whiskey? What's that? So,
yeah.
I mean...
okay, so I'm going to go with, I guess, well, Ruffles and Falcor kind of hedged their bets. Since Ruffles and Falcor actually did answer correct the first time, or I guess...
the first time?
or was the first to say it. So we'll give it to Ruffles and Falcor. Yes, you do actually get to restore any missing body parts in the creature for the creature revived by resurrection. So Hal coming in a little bit later with that. I think unfortunately some people might still be experiencing a lag. So
nobody tell Andrew he'll be raising the alarm, bringing the orcs with torches.
Yeah, really. Okay. History. What 1981 TSR Compendium of Monsters anthologized contributions from the UK magazine White Dwarf? What 1981 TSR Compendium of Monsters anthologized contributions from the UK magazine White Dwarf? Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. You guys might be able to know this one. Oh, I didn't know YouTube would flag you if you used the real word. That's interesting.
What I want to know is how Curtis knows that. Like, we're going to put you on the naughty list.
All right. We're still waiting for the 1981 TSR Compendium of Monsters, anthologizing contributions from the UK magazine White Dwarf. Still looking for answers there. Of course, there is a little bit of a lag. I think we do have quite a bit of a lag. So Ruffles and Falcor. Misspelled, but I will take it.
Yay!
Fiend Folio. What's on the front cover?
Oh, I know.
What is it?
Gif Yankai.
Yeah, it's a GIF.
Woo!
I think that was our first time to really see a GIF too, wasn't it?
I think so. I remember looking through that, monster manual. Well, one, I remember just how creepy the cover was, for one. It just seemed really creepy to me in my 1980s kid brain. And then, yeah, when you read about them, I remember being like, man, are these guys playable? Can these be a playable race? Because they were really, really cool.
Very, very cool.
So, Fiend Folio, Ruffles, and Falcor. Woo! That's his second grab tonight.
I know. Let's see how well you can go with the. Okay, we're gonna go into monsters. Monsters. What kind of creature resembles a garment and can defend itself by creating illusory duplicates called phantasms? What kind of creature resembles a garment and can defend itself by creating illusory duplicates called phantasms?
Emperor Palpatine.
Emperor Palpatine. No, unlimited power. Do it. Have you? But you don't watch. Have you watched any of Ahsoka?
I have not watched Ahsoka yet, but it is coming.
It is good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
We watched the first one last night and the second one tonight, and it is very, very good. It's very obvious that it's going to be. It seems like it's very going to be the season 5 of Rebels. So.
Oh, very nice.
Again,
very
the question is,
nice.
What kind of creature resembles a garment and can defend itself by creating illusory duplicates called phantasms? Still waiting on a correct answer. Wraith is not correct. Hal?
Both of those are
I don't
excellent
know what Curtis
guesses.
is talking about. Ruffles and Falcor in with 3.
Oh my God! The man has taken the leaderboard, boys and girls, friends and neighbors.
It is a cloaker. The phantasms mimic the cloaker's action, but will disappear in bright light. Ruffles, your internet is fast. I wish mine was. I think that's probably part of the problem here, but maybe it was just there was so much stuff going on the internet, and it was everyone else was logging on. I don't know.
Might have been.
Cloaker is the correct answer. Way to go, Ruffles and Falcor.
If it's slow for you guys, refresh, because I think that's what Ruffles did.
Yes.
Somebody said he's answering it before I hear the question.
Yeah, unfortunately,
How'd he cast haste on himself? That's what I want to know.
He cast haste on the internet. I'd love to have that. I'm supposed to get... See, AT&T's burying all these lines around here, so we're supposed to get the really, really fast internet soon. But they're in the rich houses first. Us poor people have to wait. Yeah.
Which I am a fan of. I just wish I had more of it myself, so,
Okay, Hal is caught up.
Yay!
Curtis, you're just throwing stuff out. I have no idea what you're talking about.
he wants to know how Ruffles gets the fast internet. He's like, where do you buy your computers?
I know, but early on it said Ray Skywalker. I have no idea where that came from. So, trying to follow you guys, and I should not be trying to follow you all in chat. All right.
And there's a time delay, so there's probably made perfect. Oh, it was Emperor Palpatine. That's what it was.
That's what. Yes.
So, yes, Rey Skywalker can make clones of herself or something. Anyway, we're back.
Okay, here we go. In Adventures, what 2000 D&D product let players take the role of monsters to fight parties of adventurers raiding their lairs? I don't know, but they need to bring that back for 5e because that'd be awesome. What 2000 D&D product let players take the role of monsters to fight parties of adventurers raiding their lairs?
I know
this needs to come out in 5e.
I know one published by Paizo. And I'm not sure if it was a 3.5 publication or not. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Well, 2000 is when Wizards took over and created 3.5. So
Yeah,
more than likely, if Paizo probably just kind of took it from the 3.5 because they've now got all the 3.5 stuff. So
Yeah. So, and I don't know how quickly they were doing Dragon and Dungeon magazine, because that's how they started, was being the publisher for either Wizards or Hasbro, whichever one, and Dungeon and Dragon magazine. So I'm not sure.
I didn't realize they did that. I'm wondering. I am kind of disappointed there's no longer a Dragon magazine. I used to love Dragon magazine.
Oh, so much.
And I've looked for other. There's other magazines out there. There are other third party people who have put out, D&D magazines, but it's not the same because although neither the Dungeon nor the Dragon magazine were necessarily official, they were still official in the sense that
it was such a close partnership. Yeah.
So it's not. Like I said, there's some great third-party magazines out there. And if you find the third-party magazines, I highly recommend, if you like it, go ahead and get it. But I have yet to really want to gamble for that. If anyone knows any really good one out there, put that in the chat because I'd love to hear about any third-party group that's out there that's just really top-notch magazine like Dungeon magazine or Dragon magazine.
Yeah.
Still waiting on an answer.
Ruffles and Falcor made a guess.
That is not correct.
And that's the one I thought it might be. They did a thing called
Weeby Goblins. Oh, okay. So
which was super popular. So it wasn't that.
It wasn't that. Nor Tucker's Kobolds.
Oh, that's a good guess too.
I love kobolds. Now, of course, you could just play them. Now at 5e, you can just play the monsters. There's very few or humanoid monsters anyway that you can't play. So you could conceivably, if you wanted to create a homebrew, you could make a homebrew of that, and be the monsters and I don't think that would be Mad Magazine. Well,
okay. For a certain D&D groups, yes, but
cracked.
Again, both excellent. And I wonder if a magazine like that, would have to be the digital publication. I think Wizards still has. Do they still have the digital publication of Dragon?
They quit that too. They quit that. They did have that for a while, but no. Okay, the actual answer is. Let me give you the question again because it fits in. What 2000 D&D product let players take the role of monsters to fight parties of adventurers raiding their lairs? The answer: Reverse Dungeon.
It's like Reverse Flash, sort of.
Yes, exactly. So. They get Bizarro Dungeon. I think that'd be a good one. All right. So the next question. What dwarf, these are characters, what dwarf with a long horned helmet allied to the paladin Strongheart took part in the search for the Heartstone? What dwarf with a long horned helmet allied to the paladin Strongheart took part in the search for the Heartstone?
Oh. All of those things
no idea
ring
who
bells,
that is.
but all of those things, there's kind of. Oh, but I can't pull anything out of my head. Woo!
Oh, Ruffles and Falcor just had an idea.
Oh no! Oh no!
That is awesome. Make sure you put that in our Discord, Ruffles and Falcor, because we want to hear it.
October at the Blue Note. It's monster season.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh man. I hope that's the idea, sort of, because that'd be that'd be great.
Baby shark. Baby shark.
No. Anything but that. No.
Anything but that? Okay. What's his name? In Ted Lasso.
Ruffles, I hope you're right, because that's who I think it might be.
Ruffles and Falcor is incorrect.
Oh, yep. That's from Icewind Dale.
Icewind Dale. Flint is from Dragonlance. It's not either of the Flint. Flint.
Yep. Yeah. Fireforge
is from Dragon. And it's not that one either. I don't know who this is. So it's very possible that no one's going to know this.
Oh, very good. Michael, did you finish reading the original trilogy, the Chronicles?
No, I never got. Oh, the original trilogy, yes.
I knew you were doing a reread, and so
yes, I did reread the original trilogy. I got started into the Twins series, and only got about halfway through that book. So
okay,
I'm really people are grumpy, Doc, sleepy, sneezy.
Oh, Moss has the best answer. It's Makrin.
It's Makrin. Steaming whistles.
Makrin never had a helm, though, but woo-hoo.
It was Jamie Tart. Jamie Tart. Jamie Tart. You ever seen Ted Lasso? If you've not seen Ted Lasso, you have got to see Ted Lasso.
I'm so far behind on the cool thing.
It doesn't. Ted Lasso. It's only 3 seasons. You can zoom right through it, and it is so good. They only went 3 seasons and they stopped, and it's beautiful, fabulous. I highly recommend it. Okay, no one's gonna get this. Here we go. The answer is Elkhorn.
Oh,
named after a town near Lake Geneva, Wisconsin.
So okay,
there you go. All right. Cosmology.
Last question of the night, I think, right?
Last question, yep.
Here we go.
In Faerun, the ancient northern realm of Delzoun, which fell soon after Netheril, was a nation of which humanoids? In Faerun, the ancient northern realm of Delzoun, which fell soon after Netheril, was a nation of which humanoids? Let's see who gets this fastest, because I think you'll probably all get this one. But something Boulder something dark side.
Very nice.
Question again. Here we go. In Faerun, the ancient northern realm of Delzoun, which fell soon after Netheril, was a nation of which humanoids? Oh, I didn't really... Do all these have numbers on them? I don't think I recognize that.
Like point value numbers or card 127?
Yeah, they actually do have... So I could put these in order again.
Oh. If you ever needed to get your deck back to default mode.
That's right. I never realized that. That's so funny. Or I guess so, to make sure that you did, if you'd already pulled the card before, you'd know that whether you did without looking at the questions. I don't know. Still looking for the correct answer. Nothing out there yet.
I have a guess, but yeah.
No, still nothing yet.
No Drugar, no Servefneblin.
Sverfneflin?
Those guys. Yes.
Pretty much the only thing in the Underdark that's not out to kill you.
Yes.
Them and flumps. So yeah, no elf, Duergar, deep gnomes, barbarians, Vikings, Sheffies. No, none of those. Although I think
The
Sheffy needs to
question
be a
is-
race. I think that'd be fantastic.
That would be awesome. The question is, has this humanoid ancestry, have they developed the technology of sandwiches yet? That's what I would want to know. Sandwiches. That's a throwback
Earl of
to
sandwiches.
yes. You've been paying attention to Red Dirt. You've been paying attention to Tales of the Ironwoods, Tales of the Fae.
Yeah, new episode actually
Tales.
came out yesterday. Oh my gosh. Where Billy got hit in the face with an invitation. I loved putting that sound effect in. That made me happy. Yeah, still looking for the right answer.
What Ruffles is talking about?
What race? I'm surprised no one's gotten this one yet. Don't think too hard. Hal got it. Don't think too hard. It was Hal. It's very simple. It was the dwarves.
And he was on the right track from the beginning. He was doing
Yeah, he was going with the Duergar, and so yeah, it's just the dwarves. Anyway, so that's it. I think so. We got 3 from Ruffles and Falcor, 1 from Hal tonight. So 2 of them that stumped everybody. So that's just gonna happen.
That's excellent.
So
Good deal. Ruffles now has the leaderboard, and then Hal is tied with Dawn and Curtis and like 9 other people with 1 point from last week.
So here we go.
Nicely done.
I want to talk about, we've got a lot of things to talk about, but what I was thinking we should talk about is this. You can't see it, but I can. It is D&D whiskey.
Yes.
Quest End Paladin. It is a whiskey that is being put out by Matthew Lillard. If anybody knows Matthew Lillard, he's from Scream. He was in Hackers. He was Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo Live.
Huh.
But he's also a really big D&D fan. Really loves D&D.
He is a founder, which I found out when I was reading the article about the whiskey. He's a founder of Beatles and Grimm's, the guys who do all kind of the top-notch, fantastic accessory stuff, like pins and coins and some cases. Like it's really great stuff that I usually love to look at. Special editions, special folios of books and things that I would love to afford, but just can't quite spend the money on yet. And now you say they're doing whiskey.
Yes. So Matthew Lillard wants to put out this whiskey it's called Find Familiar Spirits, a new alcohol company. And the idea is just to put out this bottle. Let me show it to you all again, just so you can see it again. Just gorgeous bottle that I really think it's going to probably be pretty high end cost, but could see it as early as 2024. And I think for right now, that's all I'm reading right now is that's all that's going to be out there. But maybe there's going to be different ones for different classes. I don't know. So,
yes, if I understood correctly, this first one is as you can see is Paladin, and
right.
Then they're gonna have I think a rogue one as well. I don't know if I've heard of any others, but
right. So that'll be very, very cool. And I've often thought there are so many things that you could tie into Dungeons and Dragons. And I think that Matthew Lillard is very smart in tying in whiskey, because I'm not much of a whiskey drinker. I'd get this, though. I'd get this just to have it.
Just to have it, just to put it on the shelf and never open it even.
Back here on my shelf, just because, or maybe on our Thursday night, I would have a glass of it, or on plausible deniability. I don't know, but I think it's a great idea. Anytime, and this is where I think Hasbro is really falling short. Is there are so many things out there that you could just slap D&D on it, and I'm probably gonna buy it. Here's one that I've often thought. If anyone wants to put this out, go for it. I'd love to see it. I have a calendar a day thing on my desk. I have to have a day, so that when I'm doing weathers for the morning, I can just, okay, that's today. So it's one of those you rip off. And right now it's like an OMG facts. Before I've had like a Lord of the Rings, I've had a Star Wars, a D&D monster a day calendar.
Oh,
boom.
A monster a day.
Yeah, you make money right there.
And would you have like just a little stat block?
Yeah, just or
oh, that's fantastic.
I don't even know if not a stat block, because you can always go to the book for just information about them. Just a little bit of blurb. The owlbear, created by magician or wizards as a test thing. I'd buy that. I looked for it. A D&D just calendar. Sometimes I'm disappointed that there's no actual Wizards of the Coast D&D calendar out there.
A treasure and beloved. I have 3 Dragonlance calendars from the 1980s, and I still own them. I still have them, and they were you're fold out, turn the page, big pictures. Most of them. The first year anyway, Larry Elmore artwork, and then there was some Keith Parkinson and some Jeff Easley, and I treasure them. I love them. They're just fantastic. So, oh man, we have a resident expert, so to speak, in the chat, because I believe Curtis does some work with a distributing company. He says that it's LDF, which is I think based out of like Wichita and probably Tulsa.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's that's what Curtis says. That's the distributing company for this. So it might be feasible that we have some close by.
Yeah. Well, of course, it's not out yet. It will not be out until early 2024. But
right.
It'd be nice if Oklahoma was one of the early, the early distributed areas. I think that would be fantastic. But
that would be. You'd almost have to go in with some friends and buy one that you just keep, and then buy one that you sample for everybody, right? Because I'm sorry, I'm laughing because Hal says, stay away from the barbarian one. It'll kill you.
That's Oh, that's fantastic. That'll grow hair on your chest.
Or rot gut. It could be either one. You're exactly right.
Maybe if we get some of this D&D whiskey, we'll bring it to a night where we're just playing at maybe we could get the Blue Note to start carrying it.
Oh, that would be crazy.
By the way, for everyone who's wondering, the plan is to do the Blue Note again at the end of October. Last Sunday of October.
That's so fun.
So put it on your calendars now. It was fantastic. So, and we're going to start really pushing out starting next month, which is really close. So as soon as we do, we'll start getting people to, because the best thing was you get you order early and you have your breakfast ready to go, your brunch ready to go. So, and it was really good too. So I highly recommend that. All right. So whiskey coming out. Next thing on the list is Tal'Dorei. We go back to Critical Role. Back in 2022, they put out a book called the Tal'Dorei campaign setting.
Yes.
And they have put out the Tal'Dorei campaign setting Reborn on the D&D Beyond platform, which there's already Critical Role things on the D&D Beyond platform. but those have all been produced by Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah.
This is the first one that is actually published by Critical Role's publishing company, Darrington Press.
Indeed.
So, yeah. So, pretty big deal here.
Yeah, because it means third-party content. That's what it means. Now, they may be special. Indeed, they are special.
Yes.
Right? But third-party content on D&D Beyond, are they listening to fans about the fact that that we want more options than just official product? I don't know.
It's hard to do. That's a really hard thing. Ask Disney and Star Wars what it means.
It is
what it takes to bring any third party stuff in. It gets out of hand. Who do you accept? Now, they've always had a good relationship with Kobold Press. In fact, Kobold Press helped them create the Horde of the Dragon Queen back, when 5e first came out. Kobold Press has been with D&D for decades.
Yes.
So do you allow Kobold Press? Well, sure. But then what about maybe some of your other bigger name ones? And
Green
what about
Ronin or...
Yeah. And what about your smaller ones like DM Dave's here in Oklahoma? What do you do with those smaller ones? So I understand Wizards of the Coast not really wanting to open the floodgates on this one. Because it could get out of hand. Who do you allow in? Because anything you put out there is now it's part of the whole D&D thing, and so I think that they are being much better about allowing third parties to do what they do. Certainly much better than Gary Gygax did. Gary Gygax was he was a hoarder, and he did not allow anybody else to play in his game. He allowed people to play in the game, but no one else could create content.
Yes.
So unless it was through him unless he had to say so. So I like I said, I think people are excited to see the third party content from Critical Role. Will it go on to mean more stuff? I'd love to see Kobold Press, at least, if nothing else, because their stuff is so good.
With kudos of respect to people who have written stuff that I will never, probably have a chance to write. You do have to have that quality control. You're exactly right, Michael. It's got to be things that are going to be quote unquote good enough for the D&D name to be on, and not that things from DM's Guild aren't. There's fantastic things, but you also have some things on DM's Guild that you're like, really? Oh, did you run that through spell check before you published it? So.
And these are some of them are like highly qualified, and I still see there's misspellings even in D&D books. So I mean,
100%.
And there's
100%.
So even the stuff that's already under quality control gets passed through sometimes. Look at the Hattazy, things like that. So things do get, and so I understand their trepidation, and also they did put out, this is a Critical Role product from a year ago. So it's already been tested. It's already been run. So maybe they start thinking about, and maybe this is something they can do after they re-release the Player's Handbook 2 and the DM's Guide 2. Maybe think about Tome of Beasts, things that have been around for a long time and have stood the test of time. But they're also updating their monster manual, and they're updating the way all the creatures are done. So do you go back to Tome of Beasts when they're not actually in? So it's hard. Yeah. It's hard. I know Wizards is having to juggle that.
Yeah, and Kobold Press was I don't want to say that they burned any bridges or anything, but they were pretty vocal about the OGL fiasco, and of course now they have Tales of the Valiant, which is the Valiant, which is their Black Flag code of raise the Black Flag, and we're gonna do our own thing. So hopefully they didn't burn that bridge, because their quality of stuff is fantastic. I'd love for it to be able to mesh. I suppose the end game, it could kind of be the way it is now in many games and also on D&D Beyond, where you could just homebrew your own thing. If you own the Tal'Dorei sourcebook, you could maybe create a homebrew version of that that's just within your player's options on D&D Beyond.
Well, now you can't. Now, here's the thing. You can homebrew anything. Tome of Beasts, I can take the Tome of Beasts and I can make their the sandworm that we went up against. In season 1. That was from Tome of Beasts. You could go into D&D Beyond and homebrew that so that you can have that ready to go whenever you need it. I'm going to be running in our Saturday night game. I'm going to be running a White Necromancer. And I have homebrewed, and that's from Kobold Press, and I have homebrewed that on D&D Beyond, so that character is ready to go. So you can still homebrew all of this stuff. It just, unfortunately, you have to put it in manually. Yes. And I think that's where putting in like this Critical Role thing, you don't have to worry about homebrewing. It's already right there. You have to buy the product for D&D Beyond, but you can always pull it up, wherever you are. So that's kind of nice. Yeah. All right. So what was our next topic? Oh, I don't even know.
Well, there's a couple. If we stick with Wizards of the Coast things, there's also the new Giant book, which has been out for a couple of weeks now.
Yep, I have it, and I haven't had a chance to read it.
The barbarian class in that is people on the internet and stuff. They are loving that thing. Mm-hmm. They just think it might be one of the best classes that Wizards has released. Now you can have we made reference to it, I think, a last plausible deniability. Now you can have a raging range barbarian.
Yeah. Aiden is playing that. He played it for I can't remember. He played it for something recent, and says and absolutely loves it. And so he's thinking about maybe bringing that possibly into Mysteries of Beatrix as one of his characters.
Goodness.
So I don't know. He's trying it out. He's trying it, and he said, he absolutely loves it. So I look forward to playing it. I just haven't had a chance to. I haven't had a chance to read anything or do anything recently. So unfortunately, it's sitting in my D&D Beyond.
Going on in the world. So.
Yeah, it's in my D&D Beyond, and I have the source book actually right here. I opened this during the Patreon.
You did.
We had our Patreon get together, and we do that once every other month. We get together with our group, and while we're sitting there, Don Mills, we had the Lady Kate, and of course many of our cast members, and I realized I think this has just been delivered, so I went out my door.
He did.
Found it on my patio and opened it right here. So, and I haven't opened it yet, so it still has that new
smells like
D&D book smell. Looks awesome.
Yeah. Oh, just fantastic. That's so good.
And then we got a new adventure book coming out next month. We've got Planescape coming out later this year. We've got
I'm excited about that.
Deck of Many Things book coming out later this year. Is that it? I think there might even be one more. Plus, there was a dragon thing that launched on D&D Beyond. I think about dragons. I'm not exactly sure what, but so they did this last year to us too. It's like all of a sudden a plethora of stuff just dropped in the last 4 or 5 months. I'm like, stop it! I don't have that much money.
You need to divide it up amongst your playing session group. Somebody buys the whiskey, somebody buys Path of Giants, somebody buys the Planescape book, and then You just pass it around. So
Yeah. So I'm trying to see if I can figure out what the older articles, but there was a dragon book. I don't remember what it was though, on D&D Beyond.
yeah,
But I do think a lot of people had a little problem with Wizards of the Coast buying D&D Beyond, but I think it's been a really good thing to have all this stuff in one place for Wizards of the Coast to kind of talk to people and let them know. So
you bet. I will say that some of the fear mongering that I was nervous about. I didn't buy into it, but I was nervous about it. I haven't seen that come to play yet. They haven't, they haven't Elon Musked it, shall we say. They haven't messed it up.
oh my gosh.
And made it, unplayable or taken away features or microtransaction me as much as I thought the possibility was there. So
I thought the microtransactions that were already there. I mean, you could buy spells from books, and you could buy magic items from books, or you could buy the full book. You just personally, I'm like, yeah, I'll just buy the book.
Exactly.
But
exactly, I figure if the apocalypse happens, if we have hard copies, we're still gonna get to play.
Yeah, that's why I got these over here, just in case I can still play D&D. Like if the apocalypse happens, the last thing I'm thinking about is playing D&D. But okay.
You got to do something with all those bone fragments. You might as well carve them into nice geometric shapes.
Yeah.
So
there is a. Oh wait, what's this? Hold on. I just found something new on D&D Beyond. Do I have this? I guess I can claim it now.
If you digitally open something and brag about it in front of us, we're all coming to your house to play.
Apparently I can. It is called the Baldur's Gate Gazetteer.
What?
I know, I'm looking at this. History of Baldur's
on.
Gate. Founding Baldur's Gate. Order in the government, the citizenry, the upper city, the lower city. Is there a map? All I wanted a map. There's maps.
This is why it's great to be in this group of friends and this group of people, because folks in the chat room, me watching, the joy that is on your face that we are all experiencing is exactly why we are still young at heart. So
this is so wonderful. Theft in Baldur's Gate, dark secrets. I'm guessing this is because of Baldur's Gate 3's popularity.
Undoubtedly. And it's true. I read a little article just yesterday about how it has spiked. It has caused another spike in interest in D&D.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and by the way, they are Andrew and Simple and Aiden are running Baldur's Gate 3 on this YouTube channel right now. So make sure you catch up with them. They've been fantastic. And I've not had a chance to play it, but I've been watching them play. And the animation, the gameplay is phenomenal. It is so good. The first time you see an intellect devourer kind of pop its little legs out of their brain, it is so good. Highly recommend it. So, this Baldur's Gate Gazetteer. Had no idea.
That's excellent. That's absolutely excellent.
And of course, the Book of Many Things is coming out. Planescape coming soon. I really did think there and Fandelver and Below, the Shattered Obelisk is coming out on September 19th. So,
is that a reskin, a redo? Are they?
It is Fandelver Part 2.
Okay.
It is the Fandelver story Part 2. And
here's your chance, because you've never done Fandelver, have you?
I've never done Fandelver, so
now you could do 1 and then go right into 2. So
yeah, I don't know how
that'd be
it plays
awesome.
into it at all, but yeah. So, and speaking, I think is it going to be Fandelver or later on, where they're going to have an ability to go up all the way to 17th level, and that's
That
what
would
we
be
should
awesome.
talk about is higher levels. Very quickly, we've only got about 5 more
Yes.
minutes. Very quickly, they did an interview with Jeremy Crawford and comicbook.com, and usually most adventures stop at like 10th to 14th level. Will there be adventures that go on? The problem is, and he says yes, they are committed to higher level play. The problem with higher level play is it's really hard to put in a book, because by the time they're more than 15th level, characters are, for all intents and purposes, gods. Anything you throw at them is gonna be pretty easy for them to take care of. Even the CR level is completely blown out of the water. Trust me, if you've ever run a group of 17th level characters, you can throw 2 ancient dragons at them, and all of a sudden they're like, boom, dead. What?
It all comes down. It really all comes down to initiative, and then some type of strategic surprise, like because at that high level of play, whoever wins initiative, they get they get their action economy going, and you've got the fireball, and you've got the disintegration, and you've got this, and you've got that sneak attack that does 66 or whatever, and then you've all that piled on. The group that goes second, or if the monsters go second, they're in a world of hurt. They're swinging from behind the fence. So
yeah. Crawford says that he didn't want to spoil anything, but in Planescape, there will be the opportunity to jump to a very high level and play at that level. I don't know what that means. I think I think it's DM Dave's stuff where he puts out where these adventures that can be run at like 1st level, 6th level, 12th level, and 17th level. So you could kind of, depending on what level your characters are, he's got it set up to where you can, so maybe it's something like that to where, if these are higher level characters, throw this at them instead of this, so
yeah. And that's a great thing about DM Dave as well. Exactly what you said. When he releases product for his patrons, then it has that tiering of this or that. That maybe the Planescape product from Wizards will do something similar, because you could have different realms, different avenues, different opportunities for the encounter to be different,
right?
Even within the same rotation. If what I said made any sense,
exactly.
There, so.
And it's made it easier for higher level play. So certainly that's easier.
High level play is definitely possible, because in systems that are built off of the D&D core rules, you see them with their adventure paths and with their modules that go from, they have these campaign arcs that go from 1 to 20, and normally they're usually tapping out around 17 or 18, but it's possible. Maybe at that point, I don't know. At that point, maybe it becomes more about the story. Like, obviously the combat and the intensity and the heroic final battle, those things are important, but maybe it's more about, I'm going to say it, the friends you made along the way.
And that's hard sometimes to write out. That's why I think the higher level play is really for your homebrew. Aiden's really good at running higher level, like, final storylines that because
awesome.
It's just easier to do that. It's hard to write that down in a book. Sometimes you can do it in some modules, but even then they're fairly thick modules because there's just so much you've got to put in there. So it's a little bit harder, but it's hard to do that in a, small book that's, this size to make a 1 through 20 level, So unless you're doing something like Dungeon of the Mad Mage, which,
was installments, like in the old school ways when the modules built, or Paizo's
and then you can find all those on DM's Guild, A lot of the
Oh,
Adventures,
yeah.
the Adventures League stuff is on, and some of that Adventures League stuff goes all the way up to 20th level. It's 8 o'clock, my friend.
You have got to go get your beauty rest because there's things in the world I want to know about when I wake up in the morning.
I know I need to sleep. Okay. Folks, make sure to check us out here on YouTube. Other shows going on. We've got Mysteries of Beatrix on Wednesday nights. We've got the Red Dirt Outlaws on Tuesday. We've got the Red Dirt podcast, of course, dropping every Wednesday. New shows on Wednesday. Make sure to, if you want to become a patron, we'd love for you to become a Patreon member at patreon.com/reddirtdnd. Find us at reddirtdnd.com, reddirtrpg.com. Buy some merchandise from us.